Hi everyone, I'm Teresa, and the last chapter I read you of Amelia and Bedelia makes a splash, book 11, which is chapter 11. So today I'll read you chapter 12, which is called Sticks and Stones Won't Break This Bone. After lunch and an awesome scavenger hunt award ceremony, Amelia, Bedelia, and the Polaris girls returned to their usual routine while Miss Evans took Amelia and Bedelia's parents on a tour of the camp. They met up at the archery range to see Alicia shooting the last arrow of the day. Archery was always my favorite, said Amelia and Bedelia's mother. These are sticks and stones, and this is archery. And I recalled that you were very good at it, said Miss Evans. Give it a go, said Peggy, offering Amelia and Bedelia's mother a bow. Go ahead, Mom, said Amelia and Bedelia. Peggy pulled an arrow from her quiver for Amelia and Bedelia's mother. Fitting the bowstring into the knot of the arrow, her mother planted her feet firmly on the ground, then drew the bowstring back in one swift but steady motion. For the second or two that her mother held that pose, Amelia and Bedelia gazed at her, wondering if she was really the goddess Artemis she'd studied about in school. Twang went the bowstring. Zing went the arrow. Thwack went the target. There was a second of silence. Then, hooray, went the Polaris girls. Bullseye, shouted Alicia. Yay, Mom, shouted Amelia and Bedelia, glancing over her shoulder, looking for the bull. Nice job, sweetie, said Amelia and Bedelia's father. I think I can top that. This is Peggy handing Amelia and Bedelia's mother the bow and arrow. This is her aiming to shoot, and it says, Artemis, goddess of the hunt. This is the target. This is a bull. And these are three words that say, twang, zing, thwack. He was patting his pant pocket, searching for something. I thought I had an apple to put on top of Amelia and Bedelia's head. Annette's eyes grew large. Does he think he's William Tell? Honey, said Amelia and Bedelia's mother, these girls may not realize you're kidding. In that case, I'll do what Robin Hood did in this situation, he said. My arrow will split your arrow in half. Twang went his bowstring. Zwang went the arrow. Clatter went the arrow after it sailed clear over the target and hit the dirt wall behind it. Woof, woof, woof went finally chasing after the arrow. She thinks you're playing fetch, said Amelia and Bedelia's mother. Woof, woof, woof finally kept barking at something behind the target. Amelia and Bedelia, please go get finally, said her mother. It's time to gather your things and head home. Home, said Alice. Amelia and Bedelia can't go home, said Annette. Well, it's up to Amelia and Bedelia, said her mother, and she explained to the Polaris girls how they'd agreed to meet Amelia and Bedelia halfway. This is finally barking, saying woof, woof, woof. This is Robin Hood. This is Amelia and Bedelia's dad getting ready to throw the arrow. No way, said Alicia. When Amelia and Bedelia returned, she looked surprised too. Finally found something, she said. Not a skunk, I hope, said her father. Come look, said Amelia and Bedelia. Everyone followed Amelia and Bedelia into the tall grass behind the row of targets, where finally it was still barking and racing back and forth in the weed. What is it? Asked Miss Evans. I've never noticed anything out here before, Peggy said in surprise. It's half buried, but it's But it almost looks like a bone, said Amelia Bedelia's mother. It is a bone, or was a bone, said her father. Probably a thigh bone. What animal has a bone that big? Asked Amelia Bedelia, poking it with a stick. A dinosaur, said her father. My guess is that this bone is a couple of 100 million years old. A fossil, said Miss Evans. Hot diggity. Wow, said Amelia Bedelia. This is Amelia Bedelia's dad's aim. These are fossils. And this is a dinosaur. A real live fossil. Fossils are real dead, said Amy. I have a friend at the university who specializes in dinosaurs, said Amelia Bedelia's mother. I bet she'd love to come over and take a look at this. Call, please, said Miss Evans. It'll be on the edge of my seat. Then Miss Evans bent down and scratched finally behind her ears. As for you, my canine friend, you'll be getting a special treat for dinner tonight. Annette began laughing. Amelia Bedelia, your parents are truly droll. What a silly joke. What joke? Asked Amelia Bedelia. About you leaving us and going home, said Annette. I didn't want. Annette reached out and began tickling Amelia Bedelia under her chin. Ha ha ha, said Amelia Bedelia. See, you think it's ridiculous too, said Annette. Very funny, said Alicia, tickling Amelia Bedelia under her arm. Make sure you stay away from her neck, said Amelia Bedelia's father. This is the big bone finally found. And Amelia Bedelia's looking at it and finally is running around. That always drives her crazy. Dad, hollered Amelia Bedelia. Did you try behind her ears? Asked Amelia Bedelia's mother. Mom, yelled Amelia Bedelia. The rest of the Polaris girls had surrounded Amelia Bedelia, who was now wriggling on the ground. Amy was tickling her armpits. Alice was working on spots behind both knees. Even finally was helping while licking her face and neck. Mercy, mercy, cried Amelia Bedelia, gasping for air between laughs. Turning to Amelia Bedelia's parents, Annette said, As you can hear, I have been teaching Amelia Bedelia how to speak French. Merci, said Amelia Bedelia. Merci, merci, merci. Merci means thank you, said Annette. Turning to Amelia Bedelia, she continued, You are so welcome. We will take good care of you during the next 4 weeks. Lift on 3, said Alice. 1, 2, 3. This is everyone tickling Amelia Bedelia and Annette saying merci. Alice, Alicia, Annette, and Amy hoisted Amelia Bedelia into the air and onto their shoulders and carried her back to their cabin like the ants carrying a prized crumb back to their nest. She felt like the beloved beat-up teddy bear the girls had been fighting over when they first met. Amelia Bedelia laughed and let her head flop back so she saw everything upside down. Her parents and Miss Evans and Peggy and even finally were all upside down. She recognized them. She knew who they were. But like her summer, everything had been turned upside down by coming to Camp Echo Woods. Now, like her mother, Amelia Bedelia could not imagine her life without Camp Echo Woods. Amelia Bedelia might not be able to see where she was going, but one thing was certain. She was looking forward to her next 4 weeks of camp. These are flowers. These are ants carrying a crumb back to their nest. And these are more flowers. And this is everyone carrying Amelia Bedelia back to their cabin. Okay, right, bye everyone. I'll read you chapter 1 of Amelia Bedelia Digs In, book 12 tomorrow.